man. Doing good. Always.
Denzel, I heard you say in an interview around the bye week that players had a team meeting prior to the bye week.
Yeah.
During the bye week.
Yep.
What was the result of that, and why was it called?
Yeah, I mean, just taking accountability, and that's just all of us. Like, we all got to be better, and we expect a lot out of each other, and just coming together as a team. Like, that's what teams got to do: come together, be real with one another, and try to find a way to execute on whatever the game plan, whatever the goal is.
Would this have been Monday after the New England game?
I forget exactly what day it was. I couldn't remember.
After New England game.
Yeah, I don't remember. I had a bye week. I've been resting. I don't remember. No. Yeah, entire. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, everybody.
Denzel, the fact that the trade deadline is passed, all the speculation now goes in the rearview mirror about who may or may not be on the move, and can that reinvigorate you guys? The fact that the front office did not make significant changes and showed some belief in you guys as a team that you can turn to.
Yeah, I think just like you said it right there, it shows belief in us and each other, and we gotta have their back as well and go out there and prove that that we got the right people in this building and to be able to go and get the job done. So I know I'm gonna do everything on my part to do that, and I'm sure my teammates and the coaches, everybody will as well. But we just gotta have each other back out here and go out there, play hard, and try to find a way to get a win, just like every week.
What was your reaction when Sauce got traded?
Yeah, that was shocking. That was definitely shocking. But that's the NFL, that's the business. And, I'm sure he's going to go over there and do well. He's a great player. And, yeah.
Denzel, you get to go up against another great receiver this week in Gabriel, obviously an Ohio State guy himself. What do you just see from him on tape and sort of his decisions?
Yeah, just like you said, great player. Great player, You can't go wrong drafting Buckeyes. They got a Buckeye over there, so he's a great player for them. One of their go-to guys, and we got to do a great job of trying to eliminate him as best as we can. But great player, good route runner, great hands, and a good player for those guys.
Do you expect Fields to start, or you got to prepare for both guys?
I think you got to prepare for both guys. Knowing either quarterback can play, and go from there.
Did you guys have some assurance from the team, whether it be coaches or front office members, that they were pretty much going to keep the team intact with the trade deadline, and that you guys didn't have to be on eggshells, that guys were going to be sold off or anything like that?
I mean, you can never know. Like I said, this is the NFL. People, we get shipped away, not knowing. So you never know what can happen in this league. So you always got to stay ready. But you can only, I say, just focus on what you control. So I don't look too much into that stuff. Whatever happens, happens, and deal with it whenever it comes up.
Yeah, I know that it's not just the defense, right? With the offensive and special teams plays into it, but the points at home versus on the road this year, it's a pretty big discrepancy. I think we talked about that in 2023 too. Do you have any? What do you think the reason is for the defense not playing as well on the road?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know, but we definitely talked about it, and we just got to put an emphasis of starting fast and playing fast once we go on the road as well, and still bringing that home energy to those away games. Even though we're not going to have the fans cheering for us and everything, still feeding off each other's energy, going out there making plays early, and getting it going.
Along those lines, it's been a long time since you guys went on the road, going back to the two last year. Like, what would that mean to break that streak for you guys?
Hey, that's a great opportunity. Is what it sounds like. Great opportunity to go get a road win, and that's it right there. So that's the motivation, all the motivation we need, and we'll take it to the game.
When you look at the fact that Kevin turned the play calling over to Johnny Reese, did that show you guys something as players that maybe he's willing to do whatever it takes to improve this team for the home stretch?
Yeah, that's much respect to him, and to try to do his part, take accountability, and just we all got to take accountability and do our parts. But just coming from the head guy and just trying to find ways to do whatever it takes to win a game, and yeah. So it's just much respect to him. But yeah, we just all got to still go out there and do our part and find a way to win.
If it's Justin Fields, how much you have to be aware of what he can do as a runner?
Yeah, it's big. Just like going against like Baltimore with Lamar running quarterbacks, just being able to plaster in your coverage a little bit longer. Guys are able to move around there and extend the play longer than the usual play. So staying on your guys, but definitely a threat in the run game as well. Dangerous runner, so definitely got to wrap up and make sure we get him down when he does cross the line of scrimmage. But yeah, just got to worry about him as both a passer and a runner.
Denzel, the Jets have turned the ball over 10 times this season, but they've had 7 fumbles. So for you guys in the secondary, what's kind of key in that regard, and when they are kind of turnover heavy, especially in the fumble area?
Yeah, just trying to attack the ball. We got to attack the ball and execute on them. So trying to get turnovers and force those in the game, and that go well for us once we could win that turnover margin.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Dillon, first of all, can you tell us what you think about Kevin turning play calling over to Tommy, and how do you think that might change things up a little bit?
Yeah, I think it hasn't really changed much in terms of day-to-day, just going about our business that way. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for the guys and, want to get this thing going in the right direction.
And do you think did that show you guys that Kevin is willing to do whatever it takes, even if he had to give up a chore like that, to get you guys rolling?
Yeah, I guess you could say so. I think Coach Stefanski really wants to win. And like you said, he'll do whatever it takes to do that.
Dillon, what you know, time these past couple months, what does he bring as an offensive mind that you think will be a good spark to this offense?
I think he's eager, he's hungry. He's got a lot of knowledge. I've been a fan even from, back in college and seeing what he's been able to do. But I think he just utilizes players at a high level. And but I think with everyone, it's all coming together. It's never one person. Definitely there could be times of inspiration and help in that way, but it's all of us coming together to help each other out. And Coach is a good leader for that.
Dillon, when a receiver is having a season where he drops an inordinate number of balls, like Jeudy has, how does that? Do you hesitate to throw to a receiver who's in kind of a slump like that?
No, you continue to go right back at it. We believe in Jerry, believe in all our guys, and we'll continue to attack that. Plays within a game, they happen. You know what I mean? And you got to continue to work through them, but have ultimate belief in Jerry and all our guys.
Dillon, coming off the bye, do you look at it as a fresh start for the offense, all the way around?
I think mentality-wise, you kind of come off a bye week trying to improve and look at where you could have been better, what your strengths and weaknesses are, and kind of look at both sides of those. But definitely got to improve, and whether it's a fresh start or just a new week, just keeping it 1 week at a time. That's the mentality, and that's all you got.
Prior to the New England game, Tommy Rees said, we got to make Dillon more comfortable throwing the ball downfield. And then you threw only 8 passes to receivers in New England. So the question is, are you uncomfortable throwing downfield?
No, I think there's just a mixture of things that have to come together to make that happen. That's myself included. But, like we've talked about before, explosives, they got to happen. There's certain categories within a game that you have to win, and explosives and, being really good on first and second down so that you're in some third and manageables and moving the chains, sustaining drives. So that'll all contribute to that. But no uncomfortability. Like, that's something that, we work on and want to continue to emphasize.
So maybe that's what he was talking about, being comfortable with better first and second down.
Yeah, and just emphasizing that and trying to make those happen by just being fundamentally sound.
Coming off the bye, what was your kind of looking back at the tape and stuff? What was the self-evaluation you came to over the past?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to take in, but good things and things that you can learn from. But there's got to be a change within the process to create a better outcome. And I don't want to stand up here and say the same thing, but it's truth. There's got to be better fundamentals, and I think that's everyone coming together to make that happen. But you look at third downs, you look at those categories, and where you can just sustain drives and help yourself, and then after turnovers, trying to convert those into points.
The fact that Tommy was recently in the college ranks, you're so young, you're so young. Do you feel like he can kind of relate to rookie quarterbacks a lot, and he's also a quarterback himself? I mean, do you think that he sort of has that vibe about him to know what some of the concepts are that you'll feel comfortable with?
Yeah, I think it's a mix. It's constant conversation. I think everyone in the QB room's got a good head on their shoulders and knowledge of what it takes to go do it. And I think not only Tommy but everyone in that room definitely helps out his understanding of that.
What has to happen now? You had the bye, you had a chance to maybe take a little bit of a deep breath, step back. What has to happen though to get this offense rolling now?
Yeah, progress, growth, creating chunk plays, but then also just being efficient, and taking the layups and doing that at a high level. So I think when you do that, fundamentally, you'll get, opportunities, go do what you want to do, and have positive yards. But you got to make the layups, and that's what we got to do.
Dillon, obviously just the 2 targets for Jerry in the Patriots game. Kevin's kind of even expressed that he knows you guys got to get him going and get him more than that. Just how much of a priority have you guys made that this week in terms of making sure he's part of the game plan and including him in that?
Yeah, try to continue to emphasize that. That's something we want to do. Jerry's really good. Want to get the ball into players' hands that are really good and let them go do their thing. So just want to emphasize that. And we did it throughout the year, but, want to put it a point of emphasis for sure.
Do you feel like maybe the Jets are a little bit shaken or reeling by their 2 best defensive players having gotten traded away yesterday? What do you think you're heading into?
No, I think they're still a great team. They got a bunch of great players. That's why you're in this league, and they played really well.
What do you think getting sent back this week will do for that receiving core and the offense in general?
Yeah, the more the merrier, but also just said, I think he's a good threat in multiple, ways of our offense. I think in the run and the pass, and I think with anything, Sed's a big part of what we do as well. So having him back will be huge.
Do you feel like having Tommy up in the booth or on the sidelines? I'm not sure where he's going to be yet, but does it matter to you either way? Would you rather have him close by to communicate like that, or?
I think there's great conversation either way, but it's kind of preference of coach, and he'll do what he's got to do.
When there's a change like that that's made in the middle of the season, is it fair to expect that there will be significant improvement? Like what Kevin gives that up in terms of Tom. Is it fair to expect that the offense maybe can take off a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's probably motives behind change, but for the most part, I think, like I said, it's not just one person; it's all of us coming together, and there's a lot of areas that we can all be better, including myself, and want to make that happen. So definitely good that we got a coach doing that.
Dillon, in your first 4 starts, was most of the communication that you have on the sideline in between possessions, was that with Coach Musgrave or you communicate with Tommy at all during the game?
We do. We'll do it on the phone, communicate with Coach Muss and Coach Stefanski, and then, throughout that sideline with all positions as well.
How do you personally handle a game like that Patriots one before the bye where the offense struggles and you personally throw your first 2 interceptions? How do you process that?
Yeah, it's part of it. It's part of the growth. It's something that you're going to look back on and appreciate. But in the moment, you want to play at a certain level, and you try to expedite the process of natural progression, but also there's things that you got to go through to learn and get better from. So things like that will make myself and everyone better, and that's what we look forward to. So,
despite this offensive struggles, veterans like Joel and Wyatt have adamantly been behind you.
Yep.
What have you done personally to kind of make that happen in terms of getting them to follow you despite everything not looking good right now?
Yeah, I think it's the process, it's the work, being prepared. I think that goes to show for vets. That's something I appreciated, even being a vet in college and with young guys coming in prepared and ready to work. So little things like that, but it's also just being yourself and knowing who you are and being confident in that. So that's all I can be, is be myself, create, true relationships, and we all have a common goal to go win games. Like, that doesn't get twisted or be a certain type of offense, but there's got to be growth and got to make that happen.
Appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you.
bye week. Tommy Reese will be calling plays. What impact do you think that might have on the offense?
Tommy, a great offensive coordinator. Bama boy. So hopefully he do a good job this week.
Has there been any kind of reassurance? Obviously coming off the bye week that like you are going to get those touches, especially with Kevin publicly saying we got to get you the ball.
Yeah, we're going to see on Sunday.
Jerry, obviously, the first half didn't go like you wanted from a team perspective or personally. So what's your mindset coming out of the bye week?
Just striving to be the best version of myself each and every day. Do what I need to do, do what the coaches need me to do, and just execute from there.
Do you think you're playing as well this year as you did last year?
The numbers might not show it, but I feel good.
Jerry, along the lines of the touches in that New England game, you didn't get a target, I don't think, until early in the fourth quarter. Like, how important is it for you to get some of those looks earlier, maybe?
As a receiver, it's very important just getting touches early on just to get the feel and momentum of the game. As a receiver, that's what we look for. So yeah.
When Kevin and Dillon say every week that it's important to do that, right? Get you the ball early, get you the ball a lot, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Why do you think it hasn't happened the way they want it to? And you want it?
A lot of stuff just ain't go as planned. There's a lot of stuff that need to happen right for the receiver to get the ball. It got to be the right coverage, it got to be the right look. So it's a lot of stuff that need to happen to go right. It just haven't been going that way, unfortunately. But hopefully it goes on these next few games.
Despite the offensive struggle, you guys have all adamantly been right behind Dillon, Gabriel, and just confident that he can turn things around.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just the type of player he is, the guy he is. He's a competitor. He come out here every day and practice and competes and focus on getting better each day. You got to respect that.
What makes you confident that things will be better in the second half of the season?
I'd probably say the guys we got in the locker room and the coaching staff. I feel like we got a great team, and we're going to turn it around for sure.
The team defending you differently this year after the success you had last year?
Some teams double, play a lot of too high, but it's not about what they do, it's about what we do.
Do you think Gabriel was able to see you guys down the field?
Yes.
What about Sed being back? How might that help the whole team and also help you?
Sed's a big part of his offense, so I'm glad to have him back.
How do you think the bye week can help a rookie quarterback like Dillon, having time to catch his breath, maybe and assess what he's done before it starts?
Yeah, like you said, excuse me, he just assess what he's done, correct all the mistakes, he'll learn from the past few games he has started in and just learn from there.
Jerry, obviously as a wide receiver, you want the ball in your hands a lot, but how do you strike that balance between, coming off the New England game, you only got the two targets. How do you strike that balance between, demanding the ball or like forcing the issue with your teammates and your coaches about like got to get it to me more, but also just doing what you're asked within the offense and being a team player?
I handle it by doing what I need to do out there in practice. I feel I let my work show for itself. What I do out there in practice will make you want to give me the ball. So that's how I go about it. I don't really say too much. I just handle my business.
When you talk about the handling your business, and obviously so much has to go right to get the ball, like you said, I guess how do you work through any frustration then when you're not in control 100% of what's happening?
Yeah, it's frustrating for sure, but I don't really just I got to focus on the next play. You can't hold that frustration in too long. If it don't go the right way, I just think about like, okay, it's gonna come the next play. It don't come the next play, I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna come the next game. You kind of like trick your mind a little piece, kind of in a way, but yeah.
Do you sort of come back from the bye week, closing the book on the first half of the season, and kind of just turning the page?
Yeah, for sure. You can't have those games back. You can't go back in time. So those games are over with. I'm focused on what's ahead of me, in this week.
How does that Jets defense change without Sauce?
They still got a good secondary, but I don't know. We're gonna see.
On the outside, you've got a lot of scrutiny of this wide receiving core. How do you, as a leader, kind of start to change the narrative?
By winning games, making plays. We don't really focus too much on the outside. We focus on what's in this locker room. Because only people in this locker room understand what's going on in the situation, and we just keep doing our job. Once you start winning games and scoring points, everybody's narrative change. You can't really control that.
What did it show you that they did not trade away guys like David Jeudy and some of the other players who are in the final year of their contract, sort of the way that they're doing?
It showed me that they got faith with the guys in the locker room. So they got faith in us, and we're gonna show why nobody has been traded by winning these next few games.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jerry.